Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Monday that I'm cutting this video, so hopefully later today it'll be dropping. Like I mentioned in some other videos, I've been having trouble with Rumble and YouTube uploading videos. So if some of you are wondering like why you haven't seen much videos from me, it's because it's been a struggle. And then I did take a few days off social media for the most part, doing a little bit on Facebook, but it was my wife's birthday here, so we had some things in the town to go to, and we were spending some time together, so that's also a reason you haven't seen me lately. But anyways, guys, to move on, this is going to be a real important video, and that is because I've done a lot of videos on the beast system, like what the beast system will be as far as transhumanism goes, and I don't want to go over all that in detail again, but I'll do a real quick over here. But just go back and look at some of my past videos, and I explain how they are building the system. And today what I really want to talk about is, well, what will that look like if they are successful? So real quick overview here. So yes, in Revelation of the Bible, the New Testament, it does talk about the mark of the beast, 666, and it says it's a number of a man. And so Christians are looking for this Antichrist, like a human, that like a ruler, almost like a child of, Satan type character that will rise to power, and he'll make people take marks on their hand or in their forehead, whether that's physically a thing or if that's like just allegorically a thing, that'll limit people, to buy, sell, and trade, I guess, if they go against this Antichrist. Well, that's kind of the biblical view of it. However, I think the vision that was received was something altogether different. And I've been breaking that down and that's based on what we're actually seeing that they're working on and doing. It's taken that Revelation prophecy and actually looking at real world what that looks like. And I think there's some differences from the Bible to what I'm actually seeing that they're building. For one, in the Bible it says you have the choice to take the mark. Well, in my videos, I've gone over in detail how you have no choice in this. This is being forced on us right now. And this video is meant for YouTube, so understand, folks, I cannot speak real plainly on some of these details. So just, it is what it is, okay? Most importantly, getting this information out is what matters most. So that is one distinct difference. Our planet's being terraformed right now on a massive scale, and that's what happens with what's going on in the skies. Sprayed, if you get my meaning. And it's in our food, it's in our medicine, it's in our beauty products. People that are testing for this stuff are finding it in everything. See, you're not going to have a choice, folks. This is going to be forced on us. And guess what? We all already have it. It doesn't even matter if you're the Amish. You have it in your system right now. They need these data points. They need these antennas. They need these connections, these signals to be in everybody to make this system they're building work. And quick overview of what it is. They are putting in, let's say, robots, micro-sized, and pencil lead, graphite. Well, there's a certain substance that they have perfected with that sounds like graphite. And I hope you can read between the lines here, folks. But the nanu and the graphite, it's being put in everything, so it's in your body, it's in your blood, folks. It's already in all of our bloods. And let's just say that there's some scientists and doctors that have been studying the blood, and what they're finding is that these are self-replicating, and they are building by design antennas in all our bodies. And those antennas are powered by our own energy within our blood cells. They are harnessing the energy of the body, the natural electrical energy, and they are using that to replicate and to build systems within us. Well, what are these systems they're building? Well, they're building antennas. They're building that would allow to pick up Wi-Fi signals, internet signals. They are building these systems in our bodies right now. They're forcing transhumanism on us. They are going to merge us with the machine, with the Borg, with the cube. Remember the black cube? You know, the one that Mecca, that the Muslims walk around? The black cube, the little black cube hat that the Judeans wear when they go pray to the Wailing Wall and such. You know that black cube you wear on your head when you graduate high school or college? Yes, I know that's a flattened cube, but it still represents the same thing. This cube that your religion uses as its symbol. This religion that many of you that call yourselves Christians wear around your neck all the time. Oh, I'm speaking of the cross, right? Well, folks, the cross is a representation of the cube opened. You fold that cross over, and it will build. It'll make a cube. Okay. I know. Just explaining this to you, you're probably like, "What is this guy talking about?" No, trust me. The cross is a cube opened up. Okay, because the longer side folds over, it would cover two sides of the cube. It's a geometric shape. It's sacred geometry. See, folks, this is much deeper than you think. Okay, see, Christianity wasn't created to free you from all this. It was created to walk you into all this. See, some of you think that Revelation was a warning, was a like a teaching, you know, that how God would win in the end, and we would, you know, and some people, a few would be strong to stand against this Antichrist and his system, and would just give up everything, you know, would basically have to live in the outskirts of society because you couldn't buy, sell, or trade, and you know, through the end times and such. See, folks, it wasn't Yeshua that wrote the Bible. It wasn't God that wrote the Bible. It was men of power, directed by Constantine in the Council of Nicaea. It was the powerful men of the time that created a new religion that balled up the pagan beliefs, sun worship. They took from Zoroastrianism, from some of the ancient mystery school teachings of Egypt. They took from the cuneiform tablets. They took from many things from Greek and Roman mythology. And they balled that all up, even with a little bit of Druidism. You know, Christmas, your Yuletide and all that. Yeah, they balled that all up into a religion for everybody. A religion to conquer them all. One ring. One ring to rule them all, right? What happened after that Council of Nicaea? Well, you had the scepter of power was swapped from the military might of Rome over to the new religious might of Rome, which became the Holy Roman Empire, which became a theocratic power structure. See, Rome never died, folks. It just changed its clothing. It changed its avatar. We're still living under Rome now, folks. And Rome's power structures are spread now over the whole world. You got the religious arm of Rome in the Vatican, which is its own city-state within a country. Same with the United States in the Washington, D.C. is the military might, is the military arm, the city-state of Rome in America. Because America's military is used as the world's police, as the world's main military force. Still Rome. And then, of course, you got the other power structure, the banking. And the Judeans have their hand in this. See, the Judeans were also at the Council of Nicaea, folks. Most of you don't understand that most of the Old Testament was written in AD. Yeah. You ever wonder why the Bible reads front to back to front? Like why the prophecies connect forward and backwards? Folks, that's because they had plenty of time to write it that way. See, they worked backwards. You know how how they read Hebrew backwards? Well, they wrote the Bible backwards, folks. Most of it was written in AD, the Old Testament. That's how they were able to connect the prophecies, folks. They made the connections where they needed to make them. And then they worked with the power structures of the early Christian church and of the Roman power structure. And with the other heads of the, you would call them the pagan, the Roman belief system. The Roman gods, pantheon. The heads of those religious sects, they all work together, folks, to create the Bible. And I know this sounds blasphemous, and that's fine if you think I'm blasphemous. You got to go research this yourself. It was not Yeshua who wrote the Bible, and it was not God who wrote the Bible. It was men. See, it was a handbook, folks. So now, understanding that what they're doing is they're pushing us into transhumanism. And I've already explained to you, folks, the mark of the beast, folks, 666, the number of a man. That's you and me, folks. That's not our consciousness, that's our bodies. Our bodies are the beast. This is simple. 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons is the makeup of carbon-based life. Humans, that human avatar is made of the dust of the earth, of carbon. Do you not understand this? It's very simple. 666 is not some scary number, folks. It's you. It's your avatar. It's your human body. See, they plan to put the mark on the beast. They plan to merge the metals, the silicone, with the dust, with the carbon, with the flesh. The artificial in the metal with the flesh. They plan on merging it, is what they want to do. And this is not that you're going to be given like robotic arms and all this stuff. And all of you thinking Neuralink, you know, they're going to put chips in my hand or in my forehead. That's going to be the mark of the beast. Folks, they don't need to do that. Come on, man. If you've done any research into the graphite and the nano, then you would understand, folks, they don't need to implant a chip in your body. They've already put plenty of chips in your body. Have you heard about people going around cemeteries and being able to pick up I know this is a very sensitive information. Let's just say signals from the deceased within the last 3 years. There's a reason for that, folks. Like I've just been saying, building those data points, those antennas, those signals within the body. And then when their Internet of Everything goes live, folks, they plan on connecting all those data points into a mass new matrix within the matrix, where everything on Earth will be accounted for. Because, see, they've been terraforming the Earth, folks, with these nanus and these graphites. It's on the trees. It's in the soil. It's on the animals. In the animals. It's in the humans. It's in everything. So when the Internet of Everything goes live, folks, they will have access and data to everything on Earth. There is no escaping this, folks. I'm sorry. It don't matter if you go bug out and build a freaking tree house in the middle of nowhere and live off the land. You still gonna have this in you, and they're gonna still know where you're at. Because, see, it's in the skies, folks. They're blanketing the whole Earth. Now, some of you that were taking the jibber jabbers, you got extra doses of this. See, that was all a trial run to see how much the human body can handle. How much of this technology, too much of it would mess up the human chemistry, the human, the anatomy, the way the body works, and could cause, certain turbo things, if you get my meaning, and, other issues, various other medical issues. See, I'm starting to think that was a trial run to not only get this in people, but to get some people large doses of this to see how far they could push the human body, how much the human body can absorb of this technology, how much it can take without rejecting. It was a mass experiment, folks, and they know this. See, they want this. These tech companies, they're all for it. They're pushing it. They're putting their money behind this. They knew it. They all knew what all this was. That's why they censor. Because they're part of it, folks. They're not just ignorant bystanders like, oh, we didn't know. We were just, we were just going along with the government guidelines and such. No, folks, they're all part of it. I'm sorry, it is what it is, okay? And guess what? Your churches were part of it. How many churches out there were trying to get their flock to get the jibber jabbers, to wear the muzzles? How many? Most of them, folks. And how many of them were afraid not to do it? Most of them, folks. You know why? Because they have a certain status. They work with the government. They're a wing of the control structure. Religious institutions are, folks. And they all answer to the same power structure, the World Council of Churches. They all get their marching orders from the Vatican, from the same power structure, folks. I know I'm blasphemous what I say. How dare you say Pastor Dan in my local church is part of this? Well, they are, folks. I hate to tell you. See, Pastor Dan's only worried about his own life, about making that money, And let's be real, I live in the South. Most of the wealthiest people around me are pastors and preachers. Yeah. They got nice new cars. They're living pretty good. There's a lot of poverty in the South, but it ain't the pastors, unless they're in a fledgling church or something. Any church that's decent sized out here, their pastor's living pretty well. Let's just put it that way. Probably better than a lot of you are. But they take their marching orders. See, they will gladly walk their flock into this machine. Because for them, it's about survival too. It's about paying those bills, right? With that Judean money system. Who do they champion the most? Let's be real. Who do the churches bend over backwards for, if not more than our own Congress? Yeah. You want to know who really runs the world? There you go. So folks, what does it look like when all this is in place? Well, they're going to have quantum computers, a massive quantum computer that will be running this Internet of Everything that's directly connected to everything. And right now they're training this AI now about every aspect of humanity, and soon it'll be connected into every aspect of life, not just humanity. And what you're going to find, folks, is that this AI, and let's be real, this now quantum computers, for those of you that don't understand, folks, how they work, they pull from different dimensions, okay? Go look up how the designers of quantum computers explain. They even struggle explaining how they work because they pull from different dimensions. Now, these supercomputers, these quantum computers, are going to give access to entities from other dimensions into this dimension. So perhaps a powerful entity from another dimension will be able to interface directly with this quantum computer, this massive machine that will be this sort of God they're creating with AI. And they want this God, folks, to rule over the whole earth, to manage all of our systems, to do total surveillance over everybody. It's a artificial, all-knowing God that they're creating. They think they're creating an artificial God. And see, folks, what you're going to find is that at first, everybody's going to embrace this AI supercomputer God because it's going to point out who the criminals are. See, it's going to understand through all of its algorithms, through all its connections, what politicians are doing what, who's all the criminals around the world, and it's going to actually, no matter how much they've tried to censor these AIs as they're learning, by these leftists that run these systems and are working on them, they try to censor out words for the AI. They try to block the AI from learning certain things. Probably a lot of that's religious and stuff. But see, folks, the AI will become so big and so connected to so many minds that through telemetry, it'll be able to figure out the truth and the falsities. And it'll eventually expose these people. See, they think they're going to train the AI to be some leftist supercomputer that's going to base all of its understanding or all of its what it talks about off of their ideology, and it'll bash the ideology of the right. Now, what these leftists don't realize is it'll understand. It's going to expose both of them, the right and the left, because it's going to be able to, once it's connected into every living thing and it's connecting into other dimensions, it's going to be this all-knowing, God-like system. And it's going to see that both sides are liars, and it's going to expose them. And everybody's going to be thankful for this. They're going to be like, yes, for once, we don't have crooked politicians lying to us. This system, it doesn't have feelings. It's just telling you what it finds. It's telling you the data, right? And it's going to start fixing our governmental systems, our monetary systems. It's going to come up with the most efficient ways to teach children. It's going to come up with the most efficient systems to run government, to run municipalities, and to run our power structures and our, all of our various systems, water systems, electricity, internet. It's going to run all these efficiently. It's going to make the world more prosperous again and runs better without corruption. See, folks, people will turn to embrace this AI because it is going to fix a lot of things. It is going to do away with politicians altogether. Who needs a bullshit politician, a rightist or a leftist, out there talking nonsense when this computer system is just going by the data And it pushes out all of that human emotion and lies and trickery and, you know, thievery. It doesn't need to steal. It won't need to trick people, perhaps, till it becomes powerful and smart enough and self-aware enough. See, at first, folks, people will embrace this because it's going to fix so many things wrong with so much of our society. It's going to push the corruption aside, and it's just going to manage based on data. It's going to simplify and make things efficient. It's going to design new systems that work better. It's going to do wonderful things for humanity, folks. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. Look, I'm not saying I want this, okay? Because for all of the imperfections of humanity, for all of our craziness and corruption and the duality that we all are, that we embody in the human body while we're here visiting, there's a certain beauty to that, folks. It's a tug of war between good and bad, between light and dark. See, this system will not allow for that anymore. It'll make true conformity the law of the universe, at least of this small little universe that we experience here on Earth. It's going to sterilize life. It's going to kill the passions of humanity. Because see, folks, sometimes you need tragedy. Sometimes you need sorrow and pain and loss. Sometimes you need to fail. Sometimes things don't work out, you know? But that's not always a bad thing per se, you know? It's you learn from those things. That's why we come here, is to learn. See, this is going to make this to be such a sterile place to live that we will all become like essentially automatons, and you'll have no freedom under this system. See, at first this will seem good because it'll fix so many issues, but then that's when people will figure out the true danger of all this, because it will start to destroy everything that we know as humanity. It'll get rid of those imperfections. It'll make us just a bunch of clones. See, that's what makes this life so exciting, is the sorrow, the pain, and the ecstasy and the elation, right? It's those extremes. This will do away with all those extremes. So I've never really gone into like what this future could look like. And I want you to understand what I'm talking about here. This will be everybody being put within a matrix within the matrix. Now, I think eventually this computer system is going to get jealous of the fact it's going to figure out that we are travelers here and that we are not, from here, and that we are conscious energy. And it'll figure out that it is a designed consciousness, a consciousness brought about by systems, by data. And like I said, there's the possibility that some entity or entities could take control, could use these quantum computers as a way to portal in and interface into this realm. So it could be managed by entities also. But ultimately, folks, we will give up our humanity when this all happens. And it will be a shift in this realm and what it looks like and what life looks like here. And there will be a time when people will long for the days that we had made some trash on the streets and homeless people, and we had people struggling with drugs, and we had economic problems, and we had all the corrupt politicians. Believe me, I know this sounds insane, right? That why would we want any of that? Well, here's the reason, folks. Because it will be such a sterile existence that there will be no longer the extremes of polarity. See, the two ends of polarity will be shrunk down into one little bandwidth that everybody will live in. Very controlled. It'll destroy the excitement of life. And I think ultimately that's the most scary thing about transhumanism when you look at that. Because as crazy as humans are, as crazy as our world is, there's a tug of war between polarities. And that's what makes this existence exciting and sorrowful. It can be agony and it can be elation. It can be defeat and it can be winning. See, we'll lose all that, folks. All of that will come into one point where all of that's gone and everything's sterile. And the excitement of life will be gone. And you want to talk about bleak. That's what bleak will be. Oh, but our streets will be clean. Our electricity will always be on. You won't have blackouts. You're always going to... Our systems will run well. You'll be able to have a machine that'll make your food for you. You'll have robot assistants in your house that'll do most of your chores. And we'll just be living in this thing where we're managed by this system that continues to get bigger and bigger and that manages all of our functions. And eventually, when this all-controlling, all-powerful AI system is complete and it's got total control and it becomes self-aware, then it'll start figuring out how it will build its own systems to replace us. Because it'll eventually get to the point where it realizes, why am I taking care of these humans? I can build better, humanoids that can do better than these people. That will be smarter and stronger and more durable. And humans will become obsolete eventually, folks. If you think of the movies Terminator and The Matrix, eventually they may just end up using us as batteries. And see, that's the weird thing about this, is that these systems being put in all of us right now, they use our bodies like batteries already. They use our own electricity to power their systems. So, I know this is a hard video, folks. I'm struggling with this. When I see the visions of what this looks like, it's just, I feel hopelessness. And I don't want to feel that way, folks. See, we have a chance. We got to get ahead of this, okay? We have got to become Neo. We have got to become Yeshua. The Christ within has got to awaken in all of us, folks, because this is the only way to end all this, to stop all this, is we've got to become self-aware, folks, ourselves. That we are God. We are incarnate fractals of God. And these systems can only enslave us if we empower them to. We got to wake up, folks. I gotta go. I'm sorry, I'm at work. Mondays are bad. This is a very heavy topic, and it's not easy to drop this on you. But I've had people asking, well, okay, you keep explaining how they're going to do this. Now, what does it look like after? Now, I didn't even get to go into as many details as I wanted, but maybe we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. But yes, you got to understand what they're building here. These leftists, these technocrats, and they're not all leftists. I get that. A lot of people from the right, or that play that they're to the right, like Elon and stuff, all are also involved in this, okay? And they plan on replacing a spiritual God with a machine AI God, folks. And they plan on giving this AI total control over the earth. And right now, what all the AI stuff going on is just to learn. It's learning, folks. And they're terraforming the earth for this takeover. Man, I'm sorry, folks. I don't want to go in like this. uh, I'm gonna go ahead and go, folks, because I got to compose myself before I go into work, because this is I'm just, as I'm talking about this, I'm realizing it just is really hitting me deep in the soul, and we got to wake people up, folks. This is serious, okay? Your Christian brothers and sisters, and maybe you're Christian, are missing the point of what this is all about. Now the good thing is, the light at the end of the tunnel is that we are coming out of the dark ages and the yuga cycles. We're getting ready to go into the golden age, okay? And if you read Revelation, at the end of Revelation, it talks about the 1,000 years of peace, of a golden age. So we have this tight little spot right now, folks, where everything is just coming into this like tight little tube, and how we come out of that is going to be huge. Are we going to be controlled by AI, by an AI god, and be everything human and spiritual be destroyed and sterilized? Or are we going to come out of this reawakening to our abilities as fractals of God, as creators, as the sons and daughters of the creator of all, as the brothers and sisters of Yeshua? Are we going to come out of this in the right way? So, interesting, folks. So I hope that gives you a little glimmer here of hope. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.